For years, millions of viewers have known Savannah Guthrie as the calm, intelligent, and warm co-anchor of The Today Show. She greets the nation every morning with thoughtful interviews, breaking news, and a smile that seems effortless, even during difficult stories. Her public life appears polished and transparent. A successful journalist, a devoted mother, and a woman who has navigated personal challenges with grace. But what if that carefully built image concealed something far more complicated? As a frightening family crisis unfolds, whispers of a hidden past are emerging, one that stretches back decades and threatens to reshape everything people thought they knew about her. A family crisis in the Arizona desert. The mystery began in the desert city of Tucson, where Savannah and her siblings gathered in a rented house not far from their mother's quiet ranch-style home in the Catalina foothills. Their 84-year-old mother, Nancy Guthrie, had vanished nearly 10 days earlier. Bloodstains on the porch and her silent pacemaker left investigators deeply concerned. Volunteers searched the desert scrub while drones buzzed overhead. Local deputies from the Pima County Sheriff's Department worked alongside the Federal Bureau of Investigation, yet leads remained scarce. The tension inside the temporary command center was heavy. Every passing hour made the disappearance feel more frightening and more mysterious. The phone call that changed everything. On the morning of February 10th, Savannah stepped outside to answer a call she assumed was another update from investigators. Instead, a woman's voice introduced herself as Elena. The name immediately froze Savannah in place. According to people who reportedly overheard fragments of the conversation, the caller spoke with calm urgency, insisting that Nancy's disappearance might be connected to something from Savannah's past. She referenced specific events from decades earlier and even mentioned a personal keepsake Savannah had once given her. The anchor, who regularly questions presidents, reportedly struggled to respond. When the call ended, Savannah returned indoors, pale and shaken, calling an immediate private meeting with her siblings. A secret hidden for 30 years. Inside that quiet family meeting, Savannah revealed a part of her life she had kept hidden for 3 decades. Long before she became a prominent journalist, she had built what she described as a second identity, one that existed far from the expectations of her family. The revelation stunned her siblings. To them, Savannah had always been the driven achiever who excelled in school, pursued law, and eventually rose in broadcast journalism. But the story she shared suggested that behind the ambition and discipline, another life had once existed. That hidden chapter began when she was a teenager trying to balance family expectations with a growing desire to understand who she really was. Growing up, under strong expectations, Savannah grew up in Tucson in a close-knit household shaped by loss and resilience. Her father died when she was young, leaving Nancy to raise Savannah and her siblings with determination and faith. Nancy's guiding phrase, "Choose joy," became a family motto. She encouraged independence and strength, believing those qualities would help her children overcome hardship. Savannah thrived academically, joining debate teams and earning top grades before heading to the University of Arizona. Yet even while succeeding, she sometimes felt the pressure of constant expectations. The image of the perfect daughter left little room for uncertainty or experimentation. Meeting Elena and discovering a new world. Everything shifted when Savannah met Elena Ramirez during her teenage years. Elena, several years older, was known around Tucson for organizing small gatherings where young people could talk openly about identity, art, and activism. In the late 1980s, those conversations were often held quietly and away from judgmental eyes. Savannah reportedly attended one meeting out of curiosity after seeing a flyer promising a safe place to be authentic. Elena's bold personality and creative spirit fascinated her. The two quickly formed a strong bond. Through Elena, Savannah discovered underground art scenes, community activism, and friendships that existed outside the structured life she had always known. The creation of an alter ego. As Savannah spent more time with Elena's circle, she began experimenting with a different version of herself. She used her middle name, Clark, as a kind of informal alter ego. In that identity, she wrote poetry, attended rallies, and explored ideas that felt far removed from the expectations placed on her at home. According to her later explanation, it was not about deception, but about discovering parts of herself she felt unable to show openly. The dual existence continued quietly for years. Even while studying law and building a career in journalism, she occasionally returned to Tucson to reconnect with that hidden community. A relationship that couldn't be public. At the center of that secret world was Elena. Their friendship deepened into something more personal, creating a connection Savannah later described as formative and life-changing. Yet the cultural climate of the time and Savannah's fear of disappointing her family kept the relationship hidden. Eventually, as her career opportunities grew and responsibilities increased, the two drifted apart. Savannah moved forward with professional ambitions, while Elena pursued her own path in activism and art. They lost contact for many years. Savannah believed that chapter of her life had quietly closed, stored away like a private memory that would never resurface. The unexpected reunion, but the mysterious phone call reopened that past instantly. Shortly after contacting Savannah, Elena reportedly arrived in Tucson accompanied by federal investigators. The reunion between the two women was emotional and deeply personal. Witnesses said they embraced for a long time before speaking. Elena then handed investigators an envelope containing old photographs, letters, and a list of names connected to activist circles from decades earlier. One name on the list had been circled in red, Ricky Torres. Authorities began reviewing records immediately. A recent database entry suggested the man might still be living in the Tucson area. A daughter facing her past. As the search continued, Savannah reportedly spent long hours reflecting on the hidden parts of her life she had finally shared with her family. The public image she carried for years, professional, composed, and unshakable, suddenly felt incomplete. By acknowledging her past, she allowed her siblings to see a fuller version of who she had been. For the first time in days, some relatives said they noticed a small shift in her expression. The burden of secrecy had lifted, even if the mystery surrounding her mother remained unresolved. Facing the truth about herself, she realized, might also help uncover the truth about the disappearance. Questions that still remain. As evening settled over the Arizona desert, Savannah and Elena reportedly stood together outside, watching the sky darken over the mountains. Somewhere out there, Nancy Guthrie was still missing, and investigators were racing against time to find answers. Whether the disappearance truly connects to events from decades ago remains uncertain. Yet, the unfolding story reveals something powerful. Behind even the most polished public figures are deeply human histories filled with choices, secrets, and relationships that shape who they become. For Savannah, confronting that hidden past may now be part of the journey toward bringing her mother home. And finally, understanding the full story of her own life